So today here we're to announce that we're turning our state of local emergency off. We've had it ongoing for the last 13 weeks, and we've been able to sort of finalize our last component that required the SOL's attention, and that was the Fritz that we're using as a temporary shelter. So the temporary shelter that we've been using at the Fritz Sick gym has now been closed, and all those folks have now the renovations are complete and whatnot. At the regular homeless shelter, all those folks are back at the homeless shelter. Our declining COVID numbers have been really good for us here in our state, or that also contributed to our state of local emergency. So our actual overall COVID numbers have been good. We've been seeing 1s and 2s the last couple of weeks that are still active, and it's still important for people to understand that COVID is still there. COVID hasn't gone away. The virus is still present in our community, and folks still have to maintain there's physical distancing as well as preventative measures like washing hands and touch points. The other piece that should be really important for folks, just because we've turned off the state of local emergency and the province has turned off the public health emergency, the health orders that Dr. Hinshaw and her group have put out are still in place. So all those components are still involved, and for all businesses and all people, as you start making plans for, say, weddings or any other events, you still have to comply with the health orders that were put in place. Another sort of exciting piece for us is that anybody now can go down and get tested for COVID. So you can book an appointment at the health unit, go down and they'll swab you, and you don't have to have symptoms. You can go if you're asymptomatic, and they'll give you that test, and you'll at least know at that moment whether or not you've actually have COVID or not. This is an important piece for data. We're finding the cases that we're getting throughout the province now is the increased testing is finding people who are asymptomatic that have COVID. So again, take that opportunity to go out and get tested. It's an important piece, and it helps with the data and the statistic keeping for our province, and gives you personal knowledge of where you are at that moment. You can go to the Government of Alberta website if you need any other information on this. For businesses, we direct you to BizConnect. And again, they're putting up a lot of our pieces that help with guidelines in how you open business and how you manage your business, or playgrounds, or any of the other components that affect us in our day-to-day lives. We really ask as we go forward with this, people be respectful with each other. There are a lot of changes. There's a lot of things happening as we open businesses. Please be sensitive. Please be respectful of those guidelines as you go into a person's business or home, or interact throughout the city. It's important that you understand that those guidelines are still there to protect each and every one of us as we go forward. The virus, again, is still there. We need to be always mindful of that as we go forward.
As you're aware, on June 9th last week, the province announced stage 2 reopenings, which included swimming pools and arenas. So we've been working through that process to ensure that our plans are in place to account for a safe opening. And as you're aware, each municipality is different in the types of facilities they have. So each plan for every municipality is going to be different. We've been working with our partner organizations that are operating our facilities to walk through those plans and to determine some potential dates. So we're happy to be able to announce some target dates for reopening of some of our facilities. Spray parks, we're looking at reopening. Gyro Spray Park, which is located at Nicholas Sharon Arena, our target date is June 30th. The Rotary Spray Park, which is located in Gulf Gardens, we're looking at a target date of July 11th. Arenas, we're looking at reopening both ice surfaces at ATV Center with a target date of July 11th. Nicholas Sharon Arena, we're looking at a target date of August 8th. Indoor pools, as I said, we're working with our community partners that operate these, and discussions with them have indicated that a target date for Stan Seawick Pool will be July 11th. The Corvan Ray YMCA Pool, we are looking at a target date for opening of that facility mid to late July. However, there will be some features that won't be possible to use according to the guidelines, which are hot tubs, whirlpools, and steam rooms. So those will not be available once it reopens. Opening of other indoor pools in the community are continuing to be evaluated with discussions with our operators. So no target date has been set for those. Our outdoor pools, again, we're meeting with our operator, our partners, to discuss the feasibility of opening those. So those are specifically Westminster Pool and Henderson Pool. And once that decision is made, we'll make an announcement on whether they're opening and what the target dates are. You know, based on the guidelines that Alberta Health has set out, the community needs to be aware that there will be some restrictions in place, even when these reopen. So those could include limited drop-in capability, time limits possibly on visits, limited or restricted use of change rooms and other amenities, and like I just mentioned, no usage of hot tubs, steam rooms, or saunas. As Marc has mentioned, the virus is still out there, so we're asking residents, even when these facilities open, to continue to comply with the public health guidelines and the regulations, maintaining physical distancing whenever possible with that 2 meters, unless, of course, you're from the same household. And those who are sick or have symptoms, please stay away and make sure that we don't pass it along. Safety of our staff and our citizens is of utmost importance to us, so all of our plans for reopening are based around the safety of our staff and the patrons who will be using the facilities.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. This was the longest state of local emergency our city has ever seen. But just because it's over doesn't mean the crisis has passed. I want to commend all the staff within the City of Lethbridge and our partner organizations and our residents for their efforts over the last 3 months. It hasn't been easy. As we continue to combat COVID-19, we will need this ongoing community support to continue moving forward. We need to remain vigilant with respect to physical distancing, wearing masks, and limiting our gatherings. As recommended by Dr. Dina Hinshaw, Alberta's Chief Medical Officer of Health, I plan in the next few days to get tested personally to make sure that I don't have COVID-19. And I encourage all residents and business owners to do the same. It's important that we show that we are committed to making sure we don't have a second wave. As we approach the end of June, I want to remind property owners who are able to pay all or part of their property taxes by June 30th to please do so. Understanding that some residents may not be able to pay all of their property taxes by June 30th, or businesses, City Council has approved changes to the 2020 property tax penalty dates, where penalties will not be applied to unpaid balances until October the 1st. But certainly the city too will struggle financially as we move forward over the next few months. But we do want to help residents and businesses who are financially impacted by COVID-19. Council has also removed the planned tax increase to help residents and businesses who need some assistance getting through these unprecedented times. As we come into our COVID-19 recovery, we have lots of unknowns. Having financial flexibility within the city is the way in which we will be able to weather the storm. We've created our Community and Economic Recovery Committee of City Council to move this forward, and we meet again this afternoon at 1:30 to look at all our subcommittee groups and our recommendations. So we'll be continuing to provide progress. I was involved in a telephone conference this morning with members of the Chamber of Commerce, later on with the Construction Association, Build Lethbridge, understanding what their challenges are, making sure that we can work together as a community and that we're listening and we're open to solutions. We're still on target to reopen the first floor of City Hall next Monday, June the 22nd. And we will encourage people to use online and telephone options if they can. However, for those who need to come in person, city payments will be accepted at City Hall and at the Yates building next door. So we want to keep everybody safe going forward. We want to make sure we have a safe city. We want to make sure that we're working on safe solutions to make sure that the pandemic doesn't come back or we don't have flare-ups. We want to make sure that everybody's safe in the City of Lethbridge.